Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's one, we're going to be going over the godroll for the Funnelweb submachine gun. So in case you guys weren't aware of this thing, it's basically the new Recluse, at least that's what people are calling it. It's definitely nowhere near as good as Recluse used to be, especially before its perk got nerfed. However, it's still a really solid contender and it is quite good, and I would definitely recommend chasing it. So as you can see here, we're on D2 Gunsmith, which is where I basically break down every weapon in Destiny 2 because it allows us to see the full spectrum of the gun's capabilities. So as you can see here, it's pretty good at handling, as you would imagine with a submachine gun. It's got pretty good built-in stability and range as well, and the aim assist is also quite strong, so if you play on controller, it's also not a bad option. So moving down here, we're going to go for the range masterwork. As you can probably imagine, it is a submachine gun, so we do want to push that range up as much as possible. In terms of the weapon mods, it obviously can't have the adept mods because it's not an adept weapon. However, personally, I like Icarus grip, but feel free to use whatever you want here. Getting into the barrels, this is where it gets a little interesting. So personally, I would definitely go between either arrowhead break, fluted barrel, or small bore. These are pretty much my go-to barrels for any submachine gun in the game. So if you want that superior recoil control as well as good handling speed, arrowhead break is going to be for you. If you want to go ahead and max out the handling speed, fluted barrel will be for you. And if you want a little bit of both, you can go ahead with small bore as well as get some extra range here. Personally, I would say the overall godroll would be small bore. However, personally, I like arrowhead break a little bit more. But for the sake of the godroll, we'll go ahead and put on small bore here. Next up into the mag columns here, obviously right at the top here, we're going to go with accurized rounds. It's pretty simple. We want that extra range. The appended mag gives it +2, tactical mag gives it +1, a little bit of reload and stability, which isn't bad. This will probably be your second best option. Extended mag +3, and it hurts the reload a lot. Steady rounds, I would only recommend this if you're on controller and you're having a really hard time controlling the weapon, but then even then it's not that viable. Ally mag is kind of useless, as well as flare mag is okay for some extra reload speed, but it is a submachine gun. You can just run a loader on your gauntlets and you'll be fine. So it's definitely going to come down to accurize here in the first slot, and if you don't get that, I would probably recommend tactical mag, and then if you're hurting on stability, go with steady rounds. Next up into its first perk column here, we have perpetual motion, killing wind, subsistence, auto loading holster, steady hands, and pulse monitor. So the ones to definitely get rid of right away are going to be these bottom three. Auto loading holster is quite useless as we can reload it quick. Steady hands is okay, but definitely not going to beat out the others. And pulse monitor automatically reloads the magazine and improves weapon handling when wounded. This is not bad, but definitely not best in slot, which definitely leaves it up here between these three: perpetual motion, killing wind, and subsistence. So perpetual motion is pretty nice. It can get up to 2 stacks, and basically all you have to do is run around. As long as you're moving, you will get perpetual motion, and that goes well with a submachine gun because you're always going to be moving. As you can see there with 2 stacks, which just takes a little bit of walking around for like a couple seconds, you'll get 10 stability, 20 handling, and 20 reload. That is going to make it the best in slot here. After that, I would definitely say killing wind, and then after that would be subsistence. Overall though, perpetual motion is just going to be the best in per column here. Next up in the last per column, we have Thresh, Focus Fury, Frenzy, Adrenaline Junkie, Elemental Capacitor, and Rangefinder. So right away to get rid of here, we're definitely going to be getting rid of Elemental Capacitor and Adrenaline Junkie. These are kind of trash, as well as Focus Fury. This is just not really that great of a perk. If you want to get some extra super, Thresh is not bad. However, that's just not going to beat out something like Rangefinder. And obviously Frenzy is also not too bad, but I think overall getting Rangefinder on this weapon will just be the best in slot to boost the range up. Sadly, it does not have like Rampage or a kill clip on it, so if it did, those would be better, but Rangefinder is going to win out here. So that is it pretty much. You want to go with a range masterwork, put whatever mod on it you want. Personally, I like Icarus grip. In the barrels, technically best overall will be small bore, but personally I would definitely recommend giving arrowhead break a try. It feels really good. Accurized rounds here definitely wins out to bump the range up a little bit more. If you don't get that tactical mag, and if you need help with stability, go steady rounds. Perpetual motion is definitely the best in slot here, and then I would take killing wind and subsistence second and third after that. And then lastly in the final column, definitely Rangefinder. If you don't manage to get that, you could definitely try out Frenzy, and if you don't get that, it's pretty much a chalk. And that is it. That is the Funnelweb. If you guys want to find the fastest way to farm this, you can actually just watch my last video and I basically just go over the fastest rep farm in the throne world. And basically while you're doing that and opening those chests, that if you watch that video you'll understand how to do that, you're basically farming all of the throne world weapons, and this is technically included in there, even though I don't think it's technically one of the throne world weapons, but it's like in the loot pool in those chests with the tier 3 reveals. So if you guys want to go ahead and farm those chests for a while, you can definitely go ahead and grab it. I do think it has to be in your loot pool already though for it to be able to drop from that chest, but once you have actually obtained it and it's in your collections, it is then added to the loot pool. So make sure you go ahead and at least get one of them before you go ahead and do that farm. But yeah, overall, that farm is definitely going to be the best way to go ahead and get your hands on one of these, because basically it's just overall like the fastest, most broken method right now to both farm the rep as well as farm these weapons. So if you need help with that, go obviously check my last video out. That will help you get this much quicker. And anyways, that is pretty much going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If you found it informational or helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and also drop a comment below letting me know what you think. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace out. Have a good one.